What's up, you guys? How's it going? I have a special guest with me for Motivation Monday. I think I've crashed her party for Misty moments, but I don't know if you've done too many Motivation Mondays with me.
You've never invited me to a Motivation Monday. This is a first.
Well, shoot, man. I feel like I have. But if not, this is the first. So welcome, Misty.
Thank you.
So the reason why I brought Misty on, number one, because she's beautiful and my wife and I love her and she's my best friend. And things are just more fun when we do them together.
They are.
But she's been a major part of, and we have carried this vision of the MS gym for our entire marriage. Like, she and I, when we get together, we speak vision and we speak direction and we speak purpose better than we do when we're on our own. And a lot of times, like, she's going this way and I'm going this way because I have you guys and Ken and moderators and people, and she's got our kids when we do this a lot. But when we actually have the time to come together and really kind of put our hearts together, really, really special and powerful things happen. So I'm really glad to have you on, babe.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
Yeah, man. So this past weekend was Mother's Day, and I did a lot of reflection just because, you know, I don't take that lightly. Like Misty's a mom, and I know all the stuff that my mom did for my brother and I growing up, and you know, being a wife, being a mom, and just being her own person. And when I watch Misty with our girls, like, I can't help but just completely adore you and love you more, and just thank you for everything that you do for those little girls, because they're awesome. And like I wrote in her card yesterday, they are proof that she is an awesome mom because of how happy they are, how joyful they are, how well behaved they are, and she's with them a majority of the time. And so, like, I just wanted to honor her and tell her thank you, and really just, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And then yesterday when we were with my mom, you know, I really started thinking, like, I actually gave my mom this card that I wrote out, and I homemade cards with our girls, so I wrote it out in crayon, and then on the inside I had a pen written note to her, and really just kind of expressed how she's my hero and how she's always been one of my heroes because she's fought through so much. Like, in 2009, she got diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. She went through like 6 months worth of chemo and radiation. She watched me go through kind of a really kind of life upturning divorce in the beginning of 2010. She got out of recovery from cancer in April of 2010. And then my dad died in August of 2010. And my mom was literally left with like nothing. Like, she had to move out of her house. Like, my dad was the financial provider. Like, she had nothing. And over the past 5 years, I've watched her go from like the ashes of her life and rise up again to really build a life back for herself. And she just didn't quit. And she didn't stop, and she didn't feel sorry for herself, and she wasn't a victim. And I know she had some bad days, and we talked on her bad days, and we had to walk her through it. But ultimately, like, I told her in this letter yesterday, I was like, you're my hero. Like, you have fought through so much, and you've never given up. And I know part of that is because of your love that you had for Dad and the love that you have for us and now your grandbabies. And she gave me a big hug and kissed me, and she said, I fought for you. I fought for you guys. I wanted to be a nana, and she uses the word smidgens. She wanted to watch these smidgens grow and be a part of our marriages, my brothers and my marriages and our families and all of that. And she fought, and she fought because she had a why, and she had a reason. And that's what she said. She's like, that's the reason I'm still here. And it got me thinking a lot about you guys and what you're fighting for. And then I came home and popped into the members corner last night, and there was just post after post after post after post of people, and women especially, who were posting pictures of their families and posting pictures of them holding their children, which really got me. And then there was posts of people that posted up the cards that people wrote them from their kids and said, Mom, you're not just, I love you and I'm inspired by you, not just because you're a great mom, but because, like, you're just a good person. You're a strong person. And you focus, this one card was like, you focus so much on the things that you can't do with us, but her sister's name, like, my sister and I focus on the things that you still do with us and how hard you fight and how hard you struggle. And even though we see the pain in your eyes, you still show up with a smile and you be a mom and you be a wife and you be part of all these family events, and we're so proud of you for how hard you're working in the MS gym and with exercise and everything. And it was just like, oh my gosh. And it just got me. And so I wanted to bring Misty on just to ask her, because like when we were developing this vision, like it always keeps coming up, like fighting for moms to stay moms and dads to stay dads, and being able to pour into that family and keep family memories going and keep participating in the events of life is why we do this. It's why we started the MS gym. It's why we started all of our training businesses and everything, because the power of exercise can literally set you free so that you can preserve, restore, and maintain those people and those moments that are so vitally important to you. And it's such a big deal. And I wanted Misty to come on and just kind of paint this picture, because I asked her today, I'm like, well, what would you do? And we've had this conversation before, like, what would you do if you all of a sudden got diagnosed with an autoimmune condition, MS, whatever, and you had doctors and PTs and specialists and everybody else being like, you got 5 years, yeah, prepare yourself. You got 5 years left. Like, you're probably going to be in a chair. I don't know if you'll make it to high school graduation. I don't know if you'll make it to a wedding. I don't know if you'll make it to the family reunion. Because our girls are small. They're small kids. They're like 5'4" and just almost born. So we have a lot of years to go. And so I ask you, like, what would you do? How would you feel? And like, knowing this community and everything else, like give us like what would go through your head as a mom if that was presented to you?
Well, I'm in a really unique position because I have you. So, and I'm going to try not to get emotional thinking about my kids in this situation, but I mean, this thought crossed my mind 2 years ago when I have a brand new baby, or 3 years ago, goodness already, right. A brand new baby at home, and I can't put any weight on my leg, and everybody's telling me I have rheumatoid arthritis, and, you know, like we're looking at all these things. So I had something come across that kind of already took me down this road. Mm-hmm. And for me, my faith plays a huge part, the biggest part. And then the second major part of that is knowing what I know. You know, I have that privilege to be married to you, to have run businesses with you, to see people be able to cut up their, you know, handicap sticker, because they don't need it any longer, and, you know, and really fight through a lot of this. So for me, the first place that my mind goes to is it's time to get to work. Mm-hmm. You know,
do whatever it takes, right?
Do whatever it takes, and, you know, like, and fight. And that's what I love about this community so much, is we're surrounded by so many fighters that have been just seeking something like this out for so long, not even knowing that it existed, but feeling in their hearts like there's something out there for me. And that's you guys, and you have found the MS gym, and you are putting in the work day in and day out, and you are such an inspiration to me. So if I were to get a diagnosis that said prepare yourself, a wheelchair is likely your future, or, you know, or whatever they would tell me, I would immediately try to get out in front of it. I would try to get out ahead of it, and I would stop doing this as a hobby, you know, or as a, when I have time to fit this into my schedule, I'll exercise, and I'll change my diet, you know, like I'll start taking those steps towards moving forward. I would eat cleaner, I would hydrate more, and most especially I would follow the exercise program as if my life depended on it, because I have seen the power behind it, and I have seen how if you get up ahead of it, or if you start to make any kind of traction, no matter what the prognosis is, or what you've been told, or what the statistics are, you can fight against that, and you can live a life that you truly deserve and that you design moving forward. So I guess, you know, I have a little bit of a bias because, like I said, I'm married to you, and I've seen what I've seen happen in our businesses, and especially with the MS gym and what you guys put in every day. So knowing what I know, I wouldn't sit back. I would take action.
Because what would that do to you? Like, what would it do to you if you couldn't walk, and you couldn't get on the floor with your kids, and you couldn't dance with them, and you couldn't play in the yard with them? Like, What would that do to you?
It would devastate me, you know, because all my life being a mom, you know, and being able to enjoy my kids and raise them up and, you know, dance at their wedding and party like there's no tomorrow with them, you know, and really enjoy those moments with them are the one thing that I think I've dreamt of my whole life, aside from being married to the man of my dreams. And so, yeah, that would be devastating and heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, you've seen a lot, you've talked to a lot of women, you've talked to a lot of MSers, and this isn't just for women, but it's Mother's Day, so we're staying on that theme. Like, what are some of the most touching things that you've heard from some of our clients of how they've restored their life through movement and just and this community and just the community we had at Regal and just being part of like our vision and stuff like that? Like, what are some of the things that just tugged on you that when you think about, they almost just make you cry on just instant thinking about them?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is Kay. She came to us. She's the one who I mentioned cut up her wheelchair sticker, her handicap access sticker. But I just remember when she first came to us, she had a daughter who was in junior high, I think, at the time.
Yeah.
And she could hardly enjoy time with her. They would go to the mall shopping together, and she would only get but 15 feet and have to sit down and rest for a little while, or she'd be at the grocery store in line and literally need to sit down because on the floor
in the waiting line
because she couldn't check out her groceries or wait in line to check out her groceries when there was a couple people in front of her. And to see her go from that to, before her daughter graduated from high school, to be able to recapture some of that time, that quality time that she so desired. It's her only child. She's a single mom. And to hear that she walked around the entire mall with her and didn't get tired once and was out, you know, enjoying her before her last years in the house before she went away to college. And she just married her daughter off recently.
Oh, no, it's this summer.
Is it this summer?
Yeah.
Oh, she was at the bridal shower.
Yeah, and she's super excited because she's like, guess what? Like, I get to dance with my daughter at her wedding. And 5 years ago, I never would have even thought this was possible.
So I just think of her story, and I just think of when you and I first started this, not knowing any of your names, not seeing any of your faces, not knowing Kay yet, not knowing the hundreds of clients that we had at Regal. And, you know, and it's these stories that really, we have a journal full of these stories. Mm-hmm. They were already written. We just didn't have names and faces to put to the stories. Yeah. You know, so the grandparents playing with their grandkids, you know, the moms walking on the beach and with their kiddos, or, you know, like Kay being able to enjoy her time before her kid went away to college. And, you know, like all of these stories were already written. They were already written in our journal, and why we chose to fight. And it matters so much. It matters so much because it's about quality time. Mm-hmm. This life is short, right? And we meet hundreds of thousands of people on a daily basis, but only a few that we bring in close enough to build those kinds of bonds and relationships with. And you really want to capture it, and you really want to just, like, I look at my little girl who's going into kindergarten next year, and I'm thinking this summer I want to have one-on-one time with her that I can really just enjoy her. Mm-hmm. You know, because she's growing up so quick. And I just think, boy, if something got in the way of that, I would fight tooth and nail to get that back. And that makes a good point, is that I would fight tooth and nail. Like, I would do whatever it took. I would be like, it's time to go to work. And, you know, like we said, like, we're not telling you guys, like, we want to meet you where you're at. I mean, everybody has different situations as far as, do you need to work? Do you not? Do you have a supportive spouse? Do you not? Are you a single mom? Are you not? Are you even a mom, period? Are you just totally alone? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, the thing is that you have got to find your reason that wants to drive you, because you can't, like, this isn't just a means to an end, right? This isn't just, I'm going to go exercise because I just want to feel better. That's cool, but like, why? Like, what is the reason behind it? Because when you put a reason and you put a why and you put a direction and a face and a name and a feeling and an experience and a memory
or the quest to create more memories and to create more life and live your life how you want behind activity, that becomes a purpose. Because otherwise it's just a dream. Like, you can sit in here all day long and listen to the MS Gym. You can listen to Misty and I. You can read through the programs. You can watch the videos and do some stuff here and there. But, you know, you can even exercise every day and still not have a reason why. And when you don't really have a reason why, I have found with my clients that it's really easy to get discouraged. It's really easy to quit. It's really easy to let those bad days overtake you. It's really easy to let the waves of discouragement and fatigue and flare-ups and relapses just suffocate you and overtake you, because there's not a greater force trying to overcome those things coming at you. And so, like Misty said, is that just the vision of missing out on our 3 little girls' lives and missing out on being able to participate in weddings and graduations and proms and first dances and mommy-daughter dances and daddy-daughter dances and, walks on the beach and vacations and just being able to just be carefree and be girls and dance around the living room and run around the house, and for me to give my daughters piggyback rides and crawl around on my hands and knees and chase them around the house. Like, to have anything get in my way would be like the most violent opposition that could happen to me, because that's my life. Or not being able to go on, like, to be on a date, like take her on date nights or go on vacation with her or dance with my wife again. Like, I would do whatever. And I have been in that position where I'm like, I don't think I can live my life the way that I'm feeling right now. I'm a mess. I've been there. Misty's been there. We've both had the crisis of belief that you've had, being like, oh my gosh, what path is this going to go down? Am I going to let myself be taken off in the current of disability? Or am I going to fight back, and I'm going to fight back to cut up that handicap sticker? I'm going to fight back to stand up and walk. I'm going to fight back and move on my trekking poles again. I'm going to fight back to commit myself with my nutrition and my exercise. Like, what is going to be your life? How are you going to design it? Just because you're quote unquote disabled doesn't mean you lose the ability to design your life the way that you want. In fact, a disability would fire me up to be like, I am not disabled and I am able to overcome this. Because a dis in front of a word is just a state of being. It meant that you were once able and now you are not able, but it's not permanent. It's a condition. And now, no matter how many inches you get back, centimeters you get back, or millimeters you get back, you're still progressing forward towards that next small victory. And so I need you guys to really think about and take some time over the next couple of days to sit down and be like, who are the people and what are the things that are absolutely the most important in your life, and figure out, like, how bad do you want to keep them? How bad do you want to restore them? Or how badly do you want to be able to seek them? How bad do you want to keep them, restore them, or seek them? Because once you figure those things out, then it doesn't matter what comes your way. It doesn't matter how bad the days get. Like, you will be able to stay calm, stay present, and stay connected, and not panic, and not quit, and not throw your hands up and be like, I'm done, dude. Because that's like that is torture to me. That is torture to me to even think about that you were almost there, or you had a couple small victories and then you went through a couple weeks, months, whatever it was, and then you're like, this just isn't working anymore. Like, that breaks my heart. And I know it breaks her heart too. Like, we've seen it happen, and it's not like there's no shame and there's no condemnation about it. It's just like, oh, like, it just breaks our heart. And the best thing that we can do, we're not living with you 24 hours a day, is to give you that mindset and that nudge to be like, what is your why? What is your reason? What is your purpose for healing? Because without that, you're just doing activity. But with that, you're living and you're moving and you're having activity with purpose-driven motion. And that's what it's all about.
Well, and if I can add something too, because
of course,
we're talking about some really incredible victories, recapturing your ability to walk and having better energy, But to get to these places to where you're living life by design, it starts with these small victories.
Small, tiny.
That are leading up to the bigger victories that we're seeing here in the MS gym. But regardless of all of that, what I see being probably the biggest benefit to the exercises and the mindset and everything that you guys are really utilizing, the tools that you're utilizing here in the MS gym, the biggest thing that I see, the biggest victories that I see are the relationships, the relationships with the people closest
Absolutely.
to you. Because when you're going through it and you just kind of succumb to really the place that a lot of practitioners at first are like trying to prepare you for, and you sit back and you're like, well, and you start to accept it. And I know that there's power in accepting, yes, I do have this diagnosis, but it doesn't have me.
Yes, amen.
And that's a powerful place to be. That is a place of power.
Yes. Position of power right there.
But one of the greatest victories are the improvement in the relationships in your lives, because suddenly you find that when you are putting effort into yourself and you are taking care of yourself and you are following the program and you are tuning in to Motivation Monday or Misty Moments and you're doing your homework and you're following along with the coaches, people take notice, not because they see you physically doing the exercises, but because your personality changes. There's a smile on your face. Yeah. You have a sense of pride again, a sense of ownership, a sense of direction,
of optimism,
of hope. Yeah, of all of these things. And now you become an attractant, and you become somebody that people want to be around, and even in your hard days and when you're not having your best days, people are noticing that there's something different about you. And so that's what I love. I love that we have become a place where people can mend relationships that have been strained. And they can now, I can't remember who it was not too long ago, celebrated Valentine's Day with their son, who they hadn't talked to or seen.
It was Maria.
Was it Maria? Yeah.
Maria Tulia.
In a couple years or something like that. That's what this is about. So make no mistake, if you are not physically seeing the kind of results that you thought you'd be seeing by now, and you're still seeing those, little victories, celebrate those little victories, but pay attention to the things that are going on around you and how people are receiving you around you, because guaranteed that even though you may not be able to stand as long as you think you should be able to stand, or, take the steps that you think you should be able to take by now, you're changing. You are changing inside and out, and people are taking notice, and celebrate that, because that, I think, in and of itself is biggest, because we are very relationship driven in our world, and we love to be in community with each other, and people are taking notice, and I can guarantee your family members and those who love you are definitely very proud of you.
Yeah. And I mean, that goes back to what I was saying about my mom, is that, I'm sure there was days that she felt absolutely alone. In fact, I know she did. She would call me and be like, it's so quiet in here. There's no one around. I don't know any of my neighbors. We moved her in an apartment. She was in this house. We had to move her out of a house that she was in for 33 years. It was her home. It's where she built a life. And then all of a sudden it's gone. And she sat in this apartment. And I remember her having these panic attacks and being like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I just need to talk. I just need to talk. I need to talk, because she's a talker. And,
Where you get it from.
I wonder where I get it. And it got to the point where I just had to talk to her and be like, Mom, the biggest victory is going to be for you to get up in the morning and tell yourself, reflect on where you've been, what you've come through, and what you have to look forward to, and just get up and still keep going. You may not feel good. You may not feel happy. You may not feel well. You may be frustrated, discouraged, angry, lonely, resentful, bitter, whatever it is by your situation. But as long as you keep getting up and you keep living your life and you keep taking the steps forward to build that life again, physically, she had to work out. Nutritionally, she had to eat well. Mindset-wise, she had to get in the right place. She was in a place where she had to rebuild relationships, but then she also banked on the relationships that she had built over the years to help her through that spot. And now, 8 years later, She's done it. She has a nice place to live. She's with an awesome guy. Like, she has a job. Has like 5 grandkids now, and she had nothing. Like, she had no grandkids, like 3 years ago. Like, her family is huge, and it's everything that she's wanted. I know that she wants my dad there. I know that she's sad that he's not here and he didn't get to participate in this, but she's cherishing what she has and cherishing moving forward and appreciating where she's come from, and it makes the victory that much sweeter. And so, like Misty was saying, you're not going to be a physical champion every day. You're not going to be a mental champion every day. You're not going to be an emotional champion every day. You're not going to be a spiritual champion every day. I'm not. She's not. You may think that we are, but anybody who says they're in flow 100% of the time is lying to you. I've had bad days. I've had days I wanted to quit. So did Misty. And we haven't. Because our why is us, the vision placed on us, our family, our little girls, and you. Like, we don't give up because we know that if we stop, you have no one. If this goes away, you have no one.
And we have nothing.
And we have nothing. Because this is it for us. This is our vision. This is what we're doing. You are our family. You are our people. Your struggles are our struggles. Your victories are our victories. We lose together. We win together. But we stay united together in one vision. And so, just circling back around, like, you may not be on point all the time. But if you're having a bad physical day, then work on your mindset. Fill your mind with good stuff. Read good stuff. Listen to good stuff. Reach out to the community and tell people you're having a bad day and you're struggling. Just by knowing someone's there to be like, it's okay, I love you. Just by knowing that, you're going to feel better because you're not alone. And someone may say something that may spark a little bit of, all right, I'm okay. And if you are having a good day emotionally or physically, like, get after it. Go for it. Work a little bit harder. Push a little bit more. But realize that the next day may not be that, but accept it as it comes. But know that overall, if you keep moving forward and you have a purpose behind that activity, that change will happen. With consistency comes change. And with change comes more change. And with positive forward direction comes more positive forward direction. And you will have some steps back, and it's not a linear equation, and you will go up and down. But ultimately, if you're always moving toward that purpose, that goal, and that why, nothing's ever going to be able to take you out, because you're just never going to quit. Because human nature, as humans, we will fight for someone else harder than we will fight for ourselves often, more than what am I trying to say? More often than not. If we have someone depending on us, if we have someone needing us, if we have someone wanting us, if we're a necessary part of someone's life, we will fight harder than we will for ourselves. Because it's really easy to give up on yourself. It's really hard to give up on someone else. It's really hard to give up on myself knowing that she's depending on me and our girls are depending on me and they need me. Well, guess what? Misty and I need you. The members community needs you. The MS Gym needs you. We as a community and we as a family and we as an army need you. Because every one of you count. Every one of you matter. Every one of you are worthy and deserve healing. Every one of you deserve the best. And every one of you deserve to live a life by design and not by diagnosis. So I really want you to take some time over the next week to really think about what is your why. And if you feel so inclined, post your why in these comments. Misty and I want to know. Like, what are we fighting for? Who are we fighting for? What purposes are we fighting for? Why is it worth me working like 77 hours last week? Because I did, didn't I? She didn't even see me.
I saw him.
She saw me, but I was doing this. She saw me. I'm like, hey, babe, are we eating? Cool. Eat. Back on it. Hey, babe, I love you. I love you too. All right, beep, beep, beep. Hey, girls, let's do a piggyback ride real fast. Okay, cool. They're in bed. 77 hours last week, you guys, for you.
And you guys, I have to tell you, as I watch him do this, sometimes it's like, obviously when he gets those messages where it's like somebody's not having a huge breakthrough in the membership site and they post that in their membership and he gets energized and excited by that. And then there'll be times where all of a sudden he'll just pause and his face will just sink and he'll be like, oh, I'm so, like, that just sucks. and he will get a message from somebody who's really walking through something really tough. And I have to tell you, like, you're not alone in this. You may feel alone. You may have lost the love of your life and be battling through this alone in your home on a daily basis. But I want you to know that you're not alone. That this guy especially, because he is in it, like, he is in it with you, and he feels your pain, he feels your excitement, he feels every single victory or fall that you have. He physically feels that, and he carries that alongside you. So I just want you to know that if you are somebody who doesn't have that close network right now, for whatever reason, that you are in a place to where you don't have somebody close in proximity to you that you're walking through this with, just know that you've got this guy more than anybody. I mean, I'm involved and I care, and it breaks my heart, but I don't see every single story. He misses hardly anything. And you are on his heart, you are in our prayers, and you are in our thoughts. And we seriously, when we say we are fighting for you guys and with you guys, that is no understatement, especially for him. Yeah. And so I just wanted to say that because I watch him do these comments all the time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, it's true. Like, I love you guys. I really do. Like, I've been seeking you, and I've been trying to find you my whole life. And my dad, who's no longer with us, but he is with us, he saw it. And I was telling someone at my mom's birthday a couple weeks ago, I'm like, yeah, like, my dad saw this. He saw me standing up in front of a bunch of people with a white lab coat on, telling people they're going to get better. He saw it. He saw you guys. And because of the vision in my dad's heart is why, part of the reason why we're here right now. So just know that, you guys. Like, you are my why. You are our why. You are our reason. And once you can find the why and the reason for yourself, once you can figure out who you're fighting for, why you're fighting for them, and what you want to restore in your life, how you want to design your life, how you want it to change, and what you're willing to do to get that change, amazing things will happen. So I do love you guys, and I can sit here and tell you all day long that I do. But we are about to go to RY right now. Our little girl, one of our little girls, is she has her last day of school today, and she is participating in her field day, and she's our little athlete. So I'm super pumped to go see her. I'm super pumped to go watch her just do what she does, which is run around, get crazy, and win races. It's what she does. But that's what we're fighting for as well. So I love you guys. I appreciate you spending time with us, and I appreciate you believing, trusting, and knowing that we have your backs, knowing that we're with you, and knowing that this is going to keep going on and on and on because you mean that much to us. So thank you guys so much. Think about your why, determine your why, and hold tight to it, fight to it, and know that purpose and that vision will drive you through those rough days and make those victories that much sweeter. So we love you guys. We thank you guys. Misty's driving right now, so she's going to give you a looking forward sign off. And you guys have an awesome day, and just let us know what you're fighting for. So we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.